everybody's telling Netanyahu, move people someplace else within Gaza, but there's no place else that's safe. Netanyahu's determined to move forward because he needs to keep this war going. Once the war ends, his political reckoning for the intelligence failure of October 7th starts, and he's likely to be out of a job. And we're sort of in this dilemma. Now, the International Court of Justice could intervene. The order that it issued last month had basically three elements to it. One was, take far greater care not to kill civilians. Two was to allow in humanitarian aid. And three was for Israeli government officials to stop their incitement of genocide. And as far as we can tell, it was only the statements that have stopped. The aid has not come in any greater amount. The killing doesn't seem to have stopped. And so, in any event, Israel has to report back to the International Court of Justice on February 23rd. I have no idea what they're going to say because they basically have just ignored the order. But now there's a possibility that even before the 23rd, the court will hear this emergency application from South Africa. And I think it's worth noting that in the original case, South Africa, sought a ceasefire. But I never thought that was in the cards because only the Israeli government, only states, frankly, are before the International Court of Justice. Hamas wasn't there, so the court wasn't going to order a ceasefire of just one side. But Rafah is different because there's not a lot of fighting by Hamas from Rafah, but rather this is just a proposed invasion by Israeli forces. And it is conceivable that the International Court of Justice would order a halt to that. That, of course, begs the question, who enforces that? The UN Security Council has that power, but that requires contending with the U.S. veto, contending with Biden. The person who, frankly, does have the most power to stop all of this bloodshed is Joe Biden. But so far, while he's been outspoken, he's not been willing to put any teeth in his words. Most significantly, he's not been willing to stop or even to condition the $3.8 billion in annual U.S. military aid or the massive arms sales to Israel. Those are the kinds of steps that, if taken, Netanyahu would be forced to listen to. But so far, Biden's words are just empty, and Netanyahu ignores them.